What an amazing morning, afternoon, evening it's been, depending on where you're tuning in from. Voices, this is one of those events where I can't wait for those recordings to go live afterwards so I can rewatch these sessions and watch for those lessons that I don't want to forget. Now we're going to switch gears here for a moment, and this is going to be a treat. We are joined by CEO of Staff.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, and we are also joined by Corey Wagner, CEO of Bananatag. Welcome, Corey.
Hi there. I love the shirts.
Yes, you know, if you haven't noticed already, these are our merger t-shirts. We wore them all. We got our internal launch, so we thought we'd come and them again. And of course, a very special welcome to my co-MC, Sarah Castillo, Business Strategy Manager at Staffbase. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Adam.
Lovely to share this stage with you all. Now, the awkward truth is that there's no fire, so it's not really a fireside chat. In fact, I think it's actually pretty sunny and nice and warm where we are, but we'll put on our imagination hats for a minute. So you're probably wondering what brought these two CEOs together, and well, before we start, let's give you a little bit of context. Take a look.
Breaking news, Staffbase and Bananatag become the biggest internal comms vendor around the globe.
Internal comms world goes bananas.
Sensational news, of course. Bananatag and Staffbase, global leader in employee communications.
I think the thing that's game-changing about this merger is the individual companies are so strong in what they do, and bringing them together, I think just has such amazing benefits and power globally.
Now the two companies coming together, we're number one in the space. I think we are the clear internal communication solution and platform, and it's going to be really exciting to keep that and continue to innovate.
Together, we are the largest and fastest growing vendor in the space.
Together, we're now over 450 employees from Kelowna, Vancouver, throughout Canada, London, Amsterdam, and all throughout Germany.
It's really uncanny how well those two companies fit together.
Yeah, the focus on customers and delivering a great quality product.
We have the chance to shape how companies communicate with their employees through one internal comms platform.
Big things are in store for us as a new company.
Team expansion, resource expansion, step-by-step integration of all departments.
We will be the undisputed internal communications platform, the market leader, period.
For our customers, it is fantastic news.
Now we'll be combining our knowledge, our technology to deliver the best-in-class solutions.
We now have double that success to offer.
Future is really an end-to-end employee experience that's going to work for our customers and their employees.
The future of internal communications is Staffbase and Bananatag.
For any company that's not Bananatag or Staffbase, final answer.
Such great energy in that video, and I think we'll see that energy continue today. To get us started, Martin, Corey, we would love to learn a little bit about you as people. So please find something interesting, special that is around you and your current situation, and tell us a little story about it.
First, Martin?
Sure. Go for it.
Okay, perfect. Well, so I'm in the office, so I don't have a lot of stuff about me, which is maybe a little bit about me. I don't really do things. But funny enough, we do have an event coming up, so I have this around me, which is my future Sunrun medal that I'm going to earn. I've been told by my fiance that I'm not allowed to wear it around the house yet until I actually complete the run. So I'm going to be doing that this weekend. It's an event that we do at Bananatag for a number of years, and while it's sad that we weren't able to go to Vancouver and do it this year, the cool thing is that we're able to do it now with people globally because it's sort of a virtual event this year. So excited for that and excited for my medal.
This is totally unplanned, but I just happened to have mine sitting next to me as well.
Everyone has them right now.
Weekend. That's incredible.
I'm still waiting for it. I think it's in delivery, but I'm still looking forward to it. Looks great. I mean, it looks heavy, so you should run with it. You know.
It's extra weight. I already have enough, Martin.
All right. So I'm in the office as well. But as you can see, there's a little door there. And that door has a basketball on it. So we have the luxury of a basketball court in our office, and we have those Staffbase branded basketballs. Also, I'm not really into sports. I really started to enjoy that, and right before we started that little session here, I actually went there and played for 10 minutes. So that's really cool.
I love that. A good way to kind of amp yourself up. Okay, so let's get into it. The cat's out of the bag. Bananatag and Staffbase have merged. Question for either of you. What's it been like courting each other? Is the romance still alive?
I mean, it's been great. I think with any merger, there's a lot of work, right? And a lot of integration pieces, a lot of things that need to fit together. So all that can be stressful, but I would say I'm feeling as romantic as ever. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's definitely still alive, and it's going great, and has been. I think really it speaks to our cultures and how well they fit together, and just that open communication we have between each other. So it's been really great so far, and I expect that to continue.
I can't wait to finally meet in person at some point, which would be part of a romance, right? So we actually have never met in person, at least Corey and me. I think Corey, you met other parts of the Staffbase team at an IABC conference. But yeah, so it's the only missing piece. But I would echo what Corey said. It's a super exciting time, and it feels like we're on a speedboat. Or roller coaster ride maybe, but it's a lot of fun. So what we already achieved in the past weeks is super exciting.
Long distance relationships can really pose a test, but they also make sure that you really communicate with each other. This merger is clearly something that's really, really exciting. Tell us about how it came to be. What is the story behind it?
Sure. So yeah, I mean, slightly unexpected. I think, at least for us. I think it was December, Martin, if that's right, just before the holidays, and we've been talking for years, working on some like co-marketing and different things, and both liked each other's companies, and I think really respected each other's teams. And then in December, I thought we were going into a partnership conversation, and suddenly it's like, no, like what if we merged and did something together and really combined both the things that we have and make this like great, awesome company full of great people who are really strong in their areas, with not a huge amount of overlap, except for the fact that we were in very similar industries, talking to the exact same people. And we just saw those two things come together and said, like, yes, we should do this. And from there was a whirlwind. I don't actually remember how quick it was, but as far as everyone says, it's like one of the fastest things that they've ever seen happen. And so, yeah, quite the whirlwind experience, and all really exciting. But yeah, a lot of work over the holidays, and then January hitting the ground running and getting everything to a place where we were good to go.
Nice. Sounds like a really good whirlwind. And it definitely wasn't the only thing that happened. So not only was this news of a merger, something big that came out, but there's also a really big announcement about a $145 million Series D funding round. Tell us about that. Why is this a big deal? Why is it so exciting?
Well, so I mean, I had no clue about internal comms 6 years ago when we started Staffbase. So this was the job from others in the team, and I was the one with the startup experience, but not so much internal comms experience. So I'm still on the learning path. But what I learned from that from a journey from a simple employee app to really becoming the internal comms platform, is that internal comms needs still so much more, right? So we are still just at the beginning of really supporting the discipline, supporting the teams to do the best work, and we think it needs a lot of additional investment in the product, in support for people. Frank just launched the internal comms maturity model and the Staffbase Academy. Right, so there's so much more we can do to support internal comms, and that's what we want to do, and that's why we said, okay, we have to. The time is now. Right, the time is not in 10 years, but coming out of that pandemic, which showed us what internal comms can do, and in some parts maybe not yet can do because of missing resources. We think the timing is now, and that's why we really want to invest to make it happen and to help internal communicators. So that's basically the missing piece for us. And now we have the resources to do all the great things we envision together.
I love that. Now, Martin, I think you're being humble. So you actually have your doctorate. What did you get that doctorate in? What was the subject, the thesis?
Oh, that's such a long time ago, Adam. I did a PhD in computer science, and it was the time when Twitter just was born. At least in Europe, we were a little bit behind, 1 or 2 years, and I did the thesis on activity streams. So basically, microblogs, this kind of stuff. How can we use that in companies to actually foster the communication inside the companies? Yeah.
So the origins of thinking about internal comms were there a while back. That's so interesting. Okay, so it's exciting to hear about this coming together. Question for you, Martin: what gets you most excited about the future of these two teams combined?
Yeah, Adam, if you go back, I think the first time we did something together was this legendary webinar 3 years ago, which was this fight between email and app. So what's the best channel for internal communications? And I think 3 years back, we really were, like both of us were in that mode of saying it's either email or it's app. And I think what really changed and that then led to that point before Christmas when we realized, we actually have exactly the same agenda. We learned that both channels and some more channels are actually part of an internal communications mix. They all have their advantages and disadvantages, and there needs to be a mix for maximum results. Bringing this together and removing the challenges around tooling, right? Around the workflow breaks, right? I just want to publish something, and I have to use 5 different tools and the copy paste stuff, and when I don't have analytics together, and I keep thinking about tools instead of thinking about my message or the people I want to send it to, and I think together we really have a chance of combining everything into really smooth flow, getting out of the way and just letting internal comms doing internal comms. Right? So this is a massive opportunity.
I remember that webinar fondly, and looking back now with hindsight, you can already see the way that these two companies really came together and had the same purpose and the same energy, which is super exciting now seeing the merger coming to fruition. So the title of this session is Exploring the Forefront of Internal Comms. Corey, question for you. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, I think Martin alluded to it, and even Frank in the last session there as well. What we're seeing, there's so many new channels popping up, so many different things. We obviously always focus very much on email, but you have all these different channels, content that you're supposed to create and put it out on those channels. I watch Adam struggle all the time at Bananatag, even with the few channels that we use, and really now I think it's time to help people with a platform that can really help make that work easier, taking that content and actually letting you distribute it over channels. And then also on the data side as well, I think something that I see a lot in the teams that we talk to is this more data-driven approach where teams want to crunch that data and find out what content's working well so that they know what they should be posting across those channels. And that's where I think the really cool opportunity is with this combined company, is that we can really help, not just give data, but make lives easier as you're creating the content by letting you know what's there, what's going to work well, and which channel is the best one to put it to. So with COVID, there were obviously a lot of changes and things and stress and overload, and I think Martin can probably speak to that a little bit, but that's one of the things that I think it's really time there to make the whole IC experience a lot easier for everyone and just more impactful.
Absolutely. Yep. Now, sorry, go on, Martin.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Yeah, I mean, regarding COVID, I mean, we also we did some surveys and studies, and what we found is that internal communicators around the globe, they went like what we all together achieved in the past year is just incredible, right? There was this normal workload, then there was the crisis communications. The crisis communication goes through multiple stages, right? And it's very different from country to country, right? So, for example, in the States, we are now pretty much ahead of the game with vaccinations, and people are cheering up, and it's a different outlook. In Germany, for example, we are more behind than we would like to be, right? So schools are about to close again next week. I have 3 kids, right? So that's not fun. And all this is something as a communicator, especially if you have an international audience, you have to take into account. And then in many companies, the channels have exploded, right? The email app, signage, text messaging for crisis communication, and so on. Right? And all this was handled by comms. And I think that internal comms platform vision is also so exciting because it allows to take this drive and that energy, that traction, right? That seat at the table, which we got at most companies, take this, but still as an internal communicator, get back to a normal workflow or workload without working over hours all the time, because that also can't continue. And so that's really if I would have to summarize it in one sentence, I think internal communications has to be about people and not so much about tools, and that's why we now want to create that one tool which lets you forget about the tool and focus on the people.
Well said.
I love that. That's really well said. So this chat about exploring the forefront of internal comms wouldn't be complete without a little storytelling. To both of you, either of you, tell us a little bit about, in the midst of all of this, in the midst of COVID, in the midst of all this change, now you have transformation and disruption going on within your companies. With this merger, how did your teams take the news? More change.
Martin, do you want to go first on this one?
Go for it.
Well, okay. Yeah, so I think it was really, I think it was really exciting. I hope it was really exciting. I think everyone really saw, the culture, and as everyone got to know the people at the other company and saw the people and met the people, I think it got even more exciting. So initially there was like the announcement and this like, whoa, wow, that's like crazy. This is so cool. And then, maybe I'll step back a little bit. We always really at Bananatag focused on people and sort of that people first mentality, making sure we fostered like a really good culture. And my biggest fear, even back when we started talking, was, okay, like what's their culture like? And as we got to meet more and more people, I think that's why we were so comfortable in this whirlwind, making it go so fast. Everyone that we met was just amazing. And I think as our team members also met team members from Staffbase, it just became kind of this more and more exciting thing, to the point where I feel like I'm a lot of the time like being like, hey, we need to slow down. We need to like have systems. We need to have process. Like, don't go so quick. But yeah, no, the team's really excited, and I think everyone took the news really well.
Yeah, same here. And they people can't wait to meet the new colleagues, right? We are now combined nearly 500 people, so that's quite massive organization. If you see that both companies have been 10 people a few years ago. But yeah, everyone is super excited. And I got actually a couple of people already asking me if they could relocate to Canada. So we have to see that we keep some of the team, here in Europe.
We did see those beautiful shots of the Kelowna and Vancouver area in that intro video. It's gorgeous.
We probably have as many over here who are asking if they can go work in Europe now. So we'll have to
take me to Germany.
Yeah.
Now we're into our last 5 minutes. So what I'd like to do is just walk us just quickly through some of those internal communication and external launch activities that you've referenced before we turn it back to both of you, Martin and Corey, for a few final words. And as we do this, just feel free to add any color commentary or notes on what this was like and how this, kind of went down with your employees. So, one of the hot kind of topics of debate when we went into this merger is, do we do everything on the same day? Do we let our people know and, the public know same day? And what we landed on was no. We decided to, take a risk, trust our people not to leak any information, and announce internally a couple of days in advance and give people time to absorb that. So going, Martin, we're pretty busy. We had a shared town hall, but first every employee received a mailer with a personalized card from you both, just saying hi, acknowledging that this is a lot of change. It's exciting, but you probably have a lot of questions, and we will get to them in due time, of course. Now, Martin, this was new for you, but at the beginning of our town hall, we have a local DJ here in Vancouver that we like to use a lot to kind of pump us up before big events. What was this like for you and your team?
He was great, and actually much better than the DJ I used to have for our town halls. So it's not completely right that we don't have it. I used to do it myself in a YouTube video. So yeah, he was much better.
And of course, that day one takeover for internet, we're very excited to start using the Staffbase employee app and intranet with details and FAQ. And then we really took that second day to get people comfortable answering their questions, provide them messaging, give them a look ahead at what our external launch will look like, and participate, so that when the launch day came, we were all ready to work together. Just gonna go here. And then launch day came, something that we all did together. And you've seen the videos, you've seen the tweets. So I think, yeah, Corey, would you say that spending the time in advance with this internal launch was worth it?
I definitely think it was. I mean, and Adam, you didn't give yourself a whole bunch of credit there at the beginning, but I mean, Adam played an instrumental role in all of this, as did the people teams on both sides. So there were a lot of people involved in that. I think Martin and I were super busy with a whole bunch of things. And so it was great to have the team be able to handle the comms and plan out the strategy so well. I think it went perfectly. But yeah, letting the employees know before it was going to happen, I think was really crucial, just to make people feel like they were part of it and they knew what was going on. It's not this big surprise that they're hearing externally. So I thought that really, really was great.
And of course, thank you for that shout out. Of course, it wouldn't be, great internal comms without some face-to-face. So it just so happened the end of that week was Employee Appreciation Day. And we love a fireside chat here at Staffbase, of course. So we gave all employees a chance just to get to know each of their new CEOs a little bit better. Of course, you can see Martin there with his famed, amazing wallpaper that he has in his house where he isn't today, but you'll get to see just a glimpse of what that looked like for us. Okay, well, we're getting down to the last few minutes. I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to wind us down.
Yeah, this has been really great hearing from both of you. And sadly, we do only have a couple of seconds left. So what are some final thoughts that you would share with the crowd? Maybe, Martin, you had a great point about internal comms and people earlier. If you were to give us one memorable sentence about the future of internal comms, what would it be?
As you said it, I mentioned it earlier, right? Internal comms should be about people and not about tech. But actually, following up on what Adam just showed and presented, I think I just noticed once again how unusual it was to prioritize internal comms over external comms. for that most important event in the history of our two companies. And I would just say it was really worth it. So I would always do it again and advise every company to do the same.
I think worth it is a great soundbite to take from there. Corey, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could steal that one because that one's basically perfect. So I'd go with that. And then also just, have to say, really excited to be part of this journey. I'm excited about all the great people that we've been able to bring together in these two companies. I think that's really, apart from the technology and everything that we can provide and help make easier, one of the great things about Bananatag and Staffbase is the people who make up the company. And with those people, I'm just like, can't wait to see everything that comes from it. So really excited. Thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Martin. It was great to spend a little bit of time with you and peek behind the curtain here, especially given that Voices has been such an amazing day. It's great to talk to the Staffbase CEO Martin and of course Corey as well. And we really appreciate your leadership through